Hello everybody, welcome back to Lockdown Lessons Part 20. With me today I've got Kate Merrin from Athelbrae. So firstly, if I just say hello to you, Kate.
Hello Phil, how are you?
Very well, thank you very much, very well. So thanks so much for joining me. So I think that probably the best thing to do is if you could just introduce yourself and let everybody know exactly what you do at Athelbrae and how Athelbrae helps people, really.
Okay, I'm Kate. I am the Operations Director at Athelbrae. We're a training and coaching company. Been going just over 22 years now. We deliver training mainly on site to businesses. Our main clients are around sort of 200 employees number. Normally they've got an HR function but don't have a training department, so we tend to go into those companies, deliver a range of training, everything from management programs through to customer service, finance, mental health training, so a real range of what's needed by different companies. We do work with smaller companies, 10, 15 employees up to international companies, so there is a real range of what we do. We're very fortunate, we've got 25 associates who work with us. Some of them are specialists in things like the mental health and the finance, but they go out and about and deliver the training for people, either on a one-to-one basis or for groups, monthly programs, a one-off day, half-day sessions, so a real range of what we do.
Good. So you mentioned management. You also mentioned health and safety. You also mentioned finance and mental health as well. And what other areas do you actually help train people in, Kate?
There's a range of things that we do with regards to sort of personal development. So time management, presentation skills, train the trainer. There are more specialist courses in addition to the finance and the mental health courses, the personal resilience, stress management. We also do, we've got a legal trainer who does company secretary, contracts. We've got HR specialists who do employment law. The big thing at the moment has been around equality and diversity and inclusion training. That's a big thing at the moment that we're doing quite a lot of work on. One of our clients has a large apprenticeship program, so we go in and we work with the apprentices through their year in that business. And again, that tends to be around things like meetings management, appraisals, performance management, what they can get out of it, because people tend to see performance management around you go and you sit down, you're told what you're doing badly and you go out again, whereas we tend to work with them on the fact it's very much a two-way conversation and it's about their personal development as well. We have some specialist training that we do for the NHS. My background is actually NHS, so that's sort of where that's come from. And we do things around chaperone training, information governance, working with the CCGs and the GP surgeries throughout the UK, mainly in Kent and Sussex, but we've got some GP surgeries that we work with up in Leicestershire and for the practice managers and developing them as well.
Lovely. So it's a hell of a wide range of training services you offer then. It's amazing, really. I think the last time I spoke to you, we touched on it briefly, but I didn't realise you had that breadth. That's amazing. So if you could cast your mind back to March the 23rd, that fateful day when we were locked down and told never to set foot outside our houses ever again.
Yeah, that infamous day.
Exactly. Oh, God. At what stage, either then or before then or after then, did you think, well, hang on a minute, this could potentially be an issue for our business or for our clients' businesses and organisations?
I think it was pre the 23rd of March. We were looking at, we were starting to get a feel that people were becoming a little bit more nervous because obviously we're going into people's premises and delivering training. And there was a little bit of, we're not quite sure how this is going to pan out. We might need to postpone some training depending on whether people are going to be working from home or not, which was fine. I think it was really interesting, the conversations we were having, that some people were being charged cancellation fees for cancelling at short notice, and we took a business decision that wasn't going to be the case. It was completely out of everybody's control, and we were working with people. So from, I would say, the second week of March, we were starting to see work coming out of the diary, but sort of saying, let's have a chat in a month and see where we are type thing. From the 23rd, essentially the diary was wiped out. You know, everybody was locking down, people were working from home, they were concentrating very much on keeping their businesses going, and training was going to take a back seat. It gave us the opportunity to move courses online. The trainers, it was really lovely to see. I mean, we are a family business, so we tend to have close contact with all our trainers anyway, but we had lots of sessions with them, getting together, supporting one another, learning how to deliver over Zoom and MS Teams and, you know, whatever platform people were using. So we had the opportunity to do that, and essentially from end of March, early April, everything just went online. Lots of training around working from home, unsurprisingly. So yeah, but it was a concern for us, obviously, from a business perspective. We took the decision to furlough Fran, who was our office manager, and Keith, who's our MD and director of training. So I ran the business solo for the sort of what we thought was going to be the foreseeable future. You know, maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks. You know, and we'll see how it goes. And it went on a bit longer than that.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It was at the time, I think a lot of people went into lockdown, and I remember saying to people, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be done in 3 weeks, and they were sort of saying, no, I think it's going to be more 4 weeks. So I was like, no, I don't think it'll be that bad. The crazy thing is we were making assumptions without any real knowledge of what was going to happen. It's hindsight is a good thing, but you know, at the same time, we would have been absolutely appalled if we'd have known back in March what we know now. We'd have been horrified.
Yeah,
scary.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the interesting thing was we had some clients who set them. They'd obviously been a bit ahead of the curve, and they'd set themselves up to be able to work their shift patterns in a safe environment, and they said almost straight away, we want to carry on doing what we're doing, but we're just going to move it online and do it virtually in a virtual classroom. Whereas others were very much, you know, particularly our NHS clients, they had, you know, far greater things to think about than their day-to-day training. So it was being flexible to the needs of the different groups as well.
Yeah, so what would you say? I mean, it's often a strange question to ask, I suppose, but what would you say the biggest wins have been for you since March the 23rd, Kate?
I think the thing that we've taken on board is the ability to deliver the training virtually, which, as you say, hindsight being a great thing. We thought initially that was going to be for, you know, a few weeks, and then we would just go back into the training room. There have been some people who, as with all things, they prefer the face-to-face training with a trainer in the room with them, but there are others who really like it. They like to be able to sit down for, you know, 3 hours, have a session, and then go back and do their day-to-day jobs. So I think for us, it's the fact that going forward, we will certainly always offer that blended learning now, that, you know, it will be a mix of virtual, face-to-face when we're allowed to do that. And, you know, for some people, we're running a large management program for a group of practice managers in Sussex at the moment. They're scattered throughout West Sussex, so it pays them time-wise to do that virtually, and they're happy to do that. So I think for us, the biggest win has been, whilst it was sort of forced on us, it was a good thing that, you know, it gave us the opportunity to look at delivering something in a different format that, to be honest, we probably would never have done without the need to have to sort of get
I think
that's running fairly quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I think I said this on a previous interview I've done, actually. I think we were all aware of what we could have done before, but then actually it's only when we're pushed into it we go, actually, right, we've got to take action now, we've got no other choice. What are we going to do differently? The one interesting thing you said then, actually, Kate, about some people actually enjoying the remote learning and other people actually wanting to wait until it goes back to face to face. I've been running planning sessions myself throughout since March, and I had people that booked and paid for planning sessions in March, for the end of March, which obviously had to go online. And they said, look, we'd like to roll this on to the next session if that's okay with you, because we want to do it face to face. I said, absolutely fine. So in June, the next 90-day planning, I said, okay, you ready to go? I said, no, because it's still online, we want to wait until maybe September. So anyway, got to September, and they said, oh, well, we'll wait again. And then December, they've actually booked and they've come along. They've just said, well, I don't know how long this is going to go on for. And whilst I want face to face, at the same time, this is the only option out there. So we're going to have to suck it and see, and just see what happens. And I think they were okay with it. So you might find that there are some people that are holding fire that actually don't want to hold fire any longer and just say, look, let's just get back into it, let's just do it and see what happens.
And I think that's, you know, that's one of the things. In some ways it very much reflects when we had all the economic difficulties back in 2008 and 9, you know, and we found then a lot of people were saying, you know, the first thing that often happens is training budgets go out the window. And people were sort of saying, no, we're not going to do training for a while, we don't know where we're going to be, and everything got put on hold. And then as time went on, it was actually, we need our people to have different skill sets, and we need to invest in them. And you know, and you just sort of have to wait for that to come through. And I think this is much the same. You know, we've had quite a number of businesses who were looking at developing staff, completely understandably. If they don't know if they're going to make people redundant, then you know they're not going to invest in them at the you know present moment in time. But actually what we're now starting to see is people saying, you know what, we've put this off, as you say, for 3, 6, 9 months. At some point we're going to have to bite the bullet, so we might as well get on with it. And there's a number of things that we're starting at the moment with a view to, let's move it face to face as soon as we can. But because we can't at the moment, well, okay, we'll start it and get people working on it.
Yeah, and the other issue, I suppose, is when we do go back to face, when we're allowed to go back face to face, that doesn't mean to say that everybody is just going to throw themselves into a room of 30 people, even if it's 100% safe, because they're still going to have the issue of what if it's not. And I think that's going to be something we all need to overcome as well over the next few months and it get moving into 2021. So just to wrap up then, really, if you were to explain to us who your ideal customer was in terms of what types of industry or organization they run, would it be the managing director that you'd want to speak to, or the HR person? What's the type of person that you would like to speak to?
To be honest, it really is a mix. We often deal with the HR training learning departments initially, but those conversations that we're having about the sort of more detailed elements of what a program might look like, or you know, they often come to us and say we need a management program, or we need a presentation skills program for our managers. But the HR function don't necessarily know the nitty-gritty of what they want that to really look like. So we then have a conversation with either the MDs or the finance department directors, or it may well be the managers themselves. You know, we're one of the training programs we're running at the moment. We've had meetings with, actually they were face-to-face meetings, funnily enough, with the managers who have said, these are the issues that our guys are facing. We need this covered. So it really is sort of flexible from that point of view. But as I say, in the main, our clients are normally around 250 employees, may have an HR function, may just have an office manager function that does HR alongside other things as well, but don't have a dedicated training department, learning department. That's it, you know, we work alongside people, so they do some of the training themselves and we do some of the training for them on other areas. So we work with anybody and everybody.
Great. Well, how long's the company been established for? I don't think I asked you that, Kate.
22 years.
Wow. So the experience you've built up in a range of different industries and organisations over that time should speak volumes as well to everybody with a bit of luck.
Yeah, and it's evolved over. When Keith started the business, his expertise was in management development training. That's where it started. But as it's gone on over the years, and we've got other associates involved. As I say, we've now got the legal side, we've got the NHS specialty side, we've got the mental health. Our mental health trainers have worked within the mental health sector, so that they aren't your standard trainer who has read some books. they've walked the walk. They can answer those difficult questions. So it evolves the whole time, which is great.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting, doesn't it? I suppose. And there are probably trainings that you're delivering now that you wouldn't have even thought of sort of when the business first started, right?
No, and people come to us and we often get a call that says, can you do some health and safety training for us? No, we can't, because we don't have any specialists who can do that, and there are very good health and safety trainers out there. But what we can do is put you in touch with the people that we know. We're always very upfront about saying this isn't our area of expertise, but we'll help you to find somebody that does have that expertise, and happy to share that around, because we're not all going to be experts in everything. And I think it's very important that we're honest with our clients, but very happy for them to come to us and say, can you help us? We've got this need. We know you can't help, but do you know somebody who can? Great. Yeah, of course we will.
Good. Nice. Good to know. So if anyone watching this actually wants to get in contact with you or Athelbrae right now, or when after they've watched this interview, what's the best way they can contact you, Kate?
The best way is either via email. So my email address is kate@athelbrae.co.uk, through the website, which is www.athelbrae.co.uk. We've got a contact page there, or give us a ring, 01892 832059. And if it's not me, it will either be me, Fran, or Keith. We're the three who man the office, so it will be one of us, and we'd be happy to have a chat about what you need.
Lovely. Well, that's fantastic. For anyone that didn't quite catch that, I'm going to leave the comments below in the box, so you'll be able to contact Kate really easily. If you need training, or maybe someone else that needs training for their business, feel free to get in contact with Athelbrae. I'm sure they'll look after you and do a great job. But for now, Kate, I'd just like to say thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure speaking to you as always. And catch up soon.
That's lovely. Thanks, Phil.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.